In today's episode, we're going to discuss the future of our beloved V8s. There's like a love story between mankind and the V8 as far as like car enthusiasts are concerned, right?
Yeah, there's love, there's hate, lies and games, faith.
In today's episode, we're going to discuss the future of our beloved V8s. All right, so I wanted to discuss the future of V8s going forward. Now, I also wanted to kind of change up the scenery a little bit, do something from like a angle and a location you guys haven't seen before. So basically, I feel like there's like a love story between mankind and the V8 as far as like car enthusiasts are concerned, right? Because out of all the engine choices that you can get, there's nothing that has a deeper bass or rumble than the V8. Now, the V10 screams like high and loud, and, V12s are very rare, and, and those, they still don't have that low rumbling V8 sound that you get from like a classic, like, I would say mostly, there are German V8s and there are Japanese V8s, but that classic American muscle V8 is one of the most iconic sounds there is for like, the auto enthusiasts. And it seems like those are going to be phased out. Like I see like Dodge is coming out with like inline sixes, and, most of the other manufacturers are going either like turbo sixes, turbo fours, and hybrids, and they're all kind of rushing towards electrification. Now, I've made videos in the past telling you like what I feel about the whole electrification thing, and I don't think that it's going to hold up. I don't think it's going to last because it's not sustainable if what you want to do is lower like our carbon footprint. Our carbon footprint is going to stay the same, or even get worse if everything's electric, because like I said, even, electric AC units produce carbon emissions. So there's, that's not the answer. I personally feel like in the next couple of years, there's going to be some form of a revolution where, the people that are calling the shots and everything, they themselves are going to kind of get chased out of town. And you're going to have a new breed of people that are running things that are kind of calling the shots. And they're going to realize that the answer is in biofuels and sustainable fuels. And I would venture to say, even hydrogen. I believe hydrogen powered vehicles are going to be like a major thing in the future. So what happens then to the V8? I think that these V8s that we have now are going to become classics, the same way like how the old school 60s and 70 V8s are now classics. I believe these pushrod engine V8s that we have here, like that we have in the Camaro, they're going to become classic V8s and collectors and stuff like that. And in the future, I believe that you would still have some form of a V8 engine, and it'll just run on either. I'd like to see if they would make like a hydrogen powered version of it. That would be nice if they would make like a hydrogen powered V8. I do believe that they will have synthetic fuels like how Porsche is doing for their cars. I believe there will be synthetic fuels they'll be able to, all cars will be able to run on. So we'll still have that available. I do believe there may even be some hybridization that would take place. And that won't be the same thing, but you would still get a little bit of, V8 rumble. And I think the main thing that you're going to see V8s running on in the future is going to be those biofuels. I think that there's a lot of research being done now, and I know it's been done in the past too, like where they figured out that there's biofuels that run cleaner than the current fuels that we use in that in gasoline and everything. So I believe that you shouldn't give up hope on the V8, just not the way how it is now. But if you do have a current V8 like the one here in this Camaro, hold on to them because they're special and it's going to be nostalgic. And there's going to be very few cars on the road in the future that will have that same sound and presence and feel to it, that raw V8 feel. So I want you guys to comment below. Let me know what you think. Like, do you think I'm way off with this? Or do you think everything is just going to be all electric and, you know, the people running things now, they're just going to control everything? We're all going to be like in electric cars. I doubt that. I doubt that. I see that that's what they're pushing for, and they're pushing hard and fast to get us there, but I don't think that's going to be the long-term outcome. I do believe that, you know, and I believe this whole thing that's happening with Ukraine and Russia right now, that's going to be a huge catalyst for change. I believe that's going to change up a lot of different things on how we live our life and how we proceed with clean energy and things going forward. So look out to see what happens with all of that, because it will have an impact on the type of, you know, future we have as far as like the type of energy that we use, the type of fuel we use for our cars, how we get by. And people think that, you know, being energy independent is being all electric, and that's not true, because you can shut down an electric grid and cause a whole lot of issues just with that. So, you know, that's definitely not the future. We're not ready for that just yet. You know, I would say that's probably like 50 to 80 years in the future before we've become, you know, civilized enough as a people to have like a large, like 80% electric, you know, base for our people in our countries and stuff like that. And that leads me to flying cars. Now, I think we will eventually get flying cars. Like there's flying cars available right now. It's just cutting through all the political BS and stuff to get those out there. But I think when flying cars actually really become a thing, that's when the electrification and things like that will get really serious. And I think that's when you'll start phasing out these type of cars. You'll start phasing out the V8s and stuff. But they'll still, I believe they'll always be collector's items at that point. But yeah, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And we'll see you in the next one. Race Car Friends out.